out there. Let me tell you.
Not this again.
Susie
Oh, my God.
is looking SEXXY.
Sarah, this
today.
is a very special moment for me. I have been waiting for you to be attracted to me for 10 years.
Well, the day has finally come. People, let me break it down for you. She's got on a sweater. That, well, first of all, black head to toe.
Yeah.
You know I love that look.
Key to your
Hello.
heart. Yeah.
Deep V sweater with some like puffy sleeves. Very like, to me, it like kind of looks like Lady Gaga, but like toned down.
Right.
And like acid washy, kind of like faded denim, tight, skinny jeans.
Yeah.
And the most kick-ass pair of Chelsea boots. Black.
Why are they called Chelsea boots?
That's what they call it. That's like the
didn't know
style of shoe.
Well, thank you, Sarah.
And she
Wow.
looks like a badass mofo.
Thank you.
Not
Wow.
even sorry to Linda.
I feel so self-conscious.
No, you shouldn't. You
Well-
should feel like don't you want to kick down a door with those boots on?
Yeah, they are ass-kicking.
Yes. See? You big dick energy just from wearing those boots.
Yeah.
That's
All
how I
right.
feel.
Well, thank you. Episode 373, the episode where Sarah finally thinks I'm attractive. I've made it.
I've always admired your beauty. But now I'm just like, damn.
You just
I would let her
enjoy it.
buy me dinner.
She's horny.
Which
Well,
I do all the time anyway.
Funnily enough, the thing that you mentioned in describing me is something I wanted to bring up, which has been on my mind, which is how it just occurred to me recently that we don't call men badasses, really. Like, it's pretty much only women that we say.
This
she's
is
a
interesting.
Yeah, why do we?
He's a badass.
I mean,
Because it
every
almost
so
has
often,
like not a negative connotation, but it's almost like he's like a bad boy, and it has a different meaning.
Yeah.
Like a badass chick is a badass.
I would say,
I wouldn't call a guy a badass unless he was younger. Like
a motorcycle guy or
no,
something?
like maybe like 17. I don't know. Like that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, all of a sudden I was like, why?
I love these kind of
I
things.
think it was actually John Levinstein, who we've had on the show. I think he did a tweet about it, how we need to have a new word for strong women. Because you would never...
Yeah, how about strong women?
Yeah, but we never say he's a strong man.
No, we don't.
Because it's
That's dumb.
implied, which is annoying to me.
Yeah.
That when a woman is a strong or a badass, it actually needs to be spoken, whereas we assume...
Yes.
that a man is unless someone says he's a pussy or something. And so now I'm mad at the patriarchy again.
Yeah.
It's just a permanent state, really.
Yeah.
Just something to chew on.
Interesting.
Oh, a monumental event happened for me this week.
Should we tell people what episode we're on?
I did.
Oh, did we?
373.
Oh my gosh, I was too busy being
Yeah.
mad at the patriarchy for something.
I thought you were going to say you were like just
Oh, you were talking
awestruck.
about, yes, the episode. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I did say the episode 373, but
Yes.
this week, for the first time in 8 years, I went to the cinema and saw a movie in the theater.
Oh my God.
Can you believe it?
No. Oh, is this because Lincoln is old enough? You took him or what?
He didn't come. I went in the day.
Just solo?
No, Adam came.
Adam came. What
we
did you
played
see?
hooky. We like fucked off on work and then went to the theater. We saw Joker.
Oh, what'd you think? Oh my gosh,
It
we
was
can
so
have a
good.
whole
Did you
conversation.
see it?
I just saw it this weekend too.
You did?
Yes.
What did you think?
You go first.
Well, I loved it.
Me too. Fascinating, right?
Yeah.
Kind of terrifying. Well, extremely terrifying.
Yeah.
Tell me all your
was.
thoughts. Break this down.
Well,
Whew, this is fun.
Sarah and I had talked recently about how I felt like the movie was a fictional origin story of a villain, and I work on this real life villain stuff with all these murderers and criminals. And I'm always seeking out their origin story. What happened in your life that made you take the dark path?
Oh my God.
And so I started reading all these articles about it and about the filmmaker and everything. And I just thought, I mean, this is exactly what I want to do, but just with real life villains.
Yes.
And so for me, it really did a great job of showing the ways that all these things in your life can make, like, blaze the path for you.
Yes.
What do you think?
I agree with every single little bit of that.
Yeah.
And all of the friends in my MFT circle
Yeah.
all talked about how much they enjoyed it and what it showed and what it kind of like, it's a recipe for a mass shooter or somebody who becomes a serial killer.
Yeah.
Or somebody who acts out with violence because they have nothing else to lose.
Yeah.
And it's nothing else to lose and a built up resentment because of like a lifetime of trauma and victimization and being just pushed into a corner more and more and more. And I think the more we get into this, like people are so divided that I think it becomes easier for that to happen.
Yeah.
And this was like a cautionary tale of what a horrible future would look like and how easy this would be. And then he becomes the leader of all that. Ooh, it was shocking and terrifying and so interesting.
Yeah, I thought this guy, because I'm not into comic book movies or any of that action
I really
stuff.
am.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I think a lot of the people that went to see it are probably the more traditional audience for that. But this would appeal to, I mean, the same person that would like true crime or...
Absolute. Anybody who's fascinated on the mind.
Yeah.
To me, it was so like a journey inside the mind of...
And how great was he at acting? I mean you believed that this is Arthur and he's becoming Joker.
I left the movie and I was like, somebody watch him. Like, somebody check on that guy.
Why you thought maybe like Heath Ledger would... what's that? Is that his name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
No, but
Heath Ledger. Oh, the
died
one who
after playing
yes,
Joker, and
yes.
people said he was haunted by it or whatever.
I just think the mind is... Oh, the mind can be like a very dangerous neighborhood.
Yes.
That you do not want to walk through alone.
Well, that's the key word is I feel like when you're isolated, and so many people are now, we hear so many statistics about loneliness.
I'm hearing this all over the place now.
Particularly for men, young men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so sad. I saw this post on Instagram. There was a guy talking about how this is a growing thing of men being lonely.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with how much they're engaging socially. It's the kind of engagement they're having. And they're not having deep, like, connection with people.
What are they doing? Just video games and stuff?
It's more like surface level. If you don't feel seen, if you don't feel heard, if you don't feel like you can be vulnerable, if you don't feel like you can share and open up to another person, you don't really, how do you really know that person? How do you really, it's a very surface level connection.
Yeah.
You only feel deep connection. It's funny, I always use Oprah as an example. We love Oprah because she's so vulnerable.
Yeah.
She's done that, and she said, this is what my past, this is what I went through, this is what I struggle with. And for it, we're like, oh, she makes me feel so seen. It's so amazing. We feel a connection to her because of that vulnerability. So if guys can't be vulnerable and they're all on the surface level and it's just a like dick measuring contest all the time where everything's these toxic masculine displays, there's no real human connection. And that is where that's loneliness.
Yeah.
The lack of human connection. It doesn't mean, oh, you're not like the coolest guy in the room and have 20 friends or whatever, wherever you go. Like, it's different.
Well, and it seems like it starts to fester.
Yeah.
And then their thoughts, their brain almost plays tricks on them.
Yes.
And then, of course, in the case of Arthur, there was, he was out of step with society. I mean, they don't actually give him a diagnosis or anything, but like clearly something's cooking that is at play as well. So when you, like you said, it's a recipe.
Yes.
It's all these different
recipe.
things that create the problem. But it was really well done. And I told you I reached out to Todd Phillips who made the film, and he wrote it. And I loved what he said, which was, this is a film about the power of kindness. And I would not have thought of it that way, but he's so right.
That makes me emotional here because I felt like it is the opposite of that you see in that. That's some deep shit.
Yeah. So, but I mean, if you're going to not see a movie for 8 years, this was a good way to get back in the game.
Yeah.
You guys proud of me?
And don't you think the cinematography was so gorgeous?
Yeah.
And the way everything was so thoughtful. The mailbox being empty all the time. The staircase that he had to climb up that was just so... I was like, oh, come on with the visual metaphors. I love it.
Well, I watched,
A+.
interviews with Todd Phillips as well, and he broke down scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was what you're describing. Every single detail was intentional.
I recognized every single one. I saw him.
Yeah.
From the food he pulled out of the refrigerator. I saw... I felt like I noticed them all, and I just want to be like, good, yep, good job there.
You.
I see, yep, got it. I'm picking up everything you're putting down.
Well,
there were these. I have one complaint to make though.
Okay.
There were this was like my own personal thing. It's not about the movie. In the movie theater were a bunch of
you're
like.
always mad at people. It's so funny.
You're right, but these kids, I tried to like ignore it, but they were probably.
They're
teenagers.
hooligans,
They were
Sarah.
being hooligans, and they kept laughing at like the part, like thinking that it was funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
No, that's not cool.
They shut up about halfway through. I think they got it,
Sarah.
and then all of a sudden, I didn't do
Stink eye.
anything. No, I didn't do anything at all. I was like letting them learn on their own. But I think they eventually figured it out because, it was like, oh, they stopped.
Sarah doesn't fuck around.
I was just like, you're not. You don't understand. This is why there's an age requirement on movies.
True, right. Well, another thing that is careful about details and quality is Fabletics.
Yes.
We love their clothes.
I do.
We love looking ath and leisurey.
I just organized my whole athletic
Me too.
athleisure
I did
drawer.
too.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, it's not a drawer, but yeah, basket. I
Oh
have.
my gosh, we did the same thing.
Why do we do this? It's so weird. We're the same
I thought it would
person.
inspire me to wear them and work out more.
Work out.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that can be effective.
It worked.
Well, and that's the thing is if you do have really cute workout clothes, I do think you're more inclined to want to get your booty in gear. And Fabletics has everything that you need, whether you're working out or you just want some loungewear or stuff to run errands in and be comfortable and fashionable. The pieces are very flattering. I love how I heard an ad Kate Hudson did where she said, and everything has pockets. I was like, yes,
it does.
That's the key to my heart.
Yes, where you can put your key.
And where you can put your phone. It's so convenient. Really high quality stuff, but affordable, which is what we love about it. And they love you guys, and that's why they gave us a deal to give to you. You can get 2 pairs of leggings for only $24. It's a $99 value, which is so great. But you have to use our special code. It's fabletics.com/braincandy. This is $24 for 2 pairs of leggings when you sign up for the VIP program. Just go to fabletics.com/braincandy to take advantage of the deal. And you get free shipping on orders over $49. International shipping is available. There's no commitment when you purchase your first order. And that's fabletics.com/braincandy. Get them, man.
It's like all I can do to not go on as you're talking about it.
And
I'm
find
so
some cute outfits.
I'm like, it's working on me. Yes, I need that. I want that deal. Sold.
Okay, so I told Sarah I'm hijacking this episode and she can have the next one.
Fair.
Yeah, so I saw this article. It was a empowerment seminar hosted by Ernst & Young. Did you hear about it?
No. Oh, yes. This was a little bit ago.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, are they living in the frickin' dark ages or what?
I just don't
it's
get
like
it.
old white guys who are, I can see them. Ugh.
So they
definitely have shoes with tassels on them, for Christ's sake.
My God, that's so specific.
And you know it's true.
Right. You're not wrong.
I know. Oh,
well,
tell the people what they're doing.
So they held a 1.5-day-long leadership and empowerment seminar for about 30 female executives. So these aren't just any old ladies.
Executives.
Yeah.
Who fought and crawled their way to the top of a male-dominated...
Or blue people, we don't know.
Whatever.
No.
You know what? Do what you got to do, girl. No, I do not condone it, but you know what I mean.
In the seminar, they described the differences between the men's and women's brains and instructed women on how to...
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, you glossed over that too quick. Describe the difference between men and women's brains. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Then,
I wonder what evidence or what specifics they highlighted. Maybe male dominate, maybe male...
You're going to hear what
Oh,
they
God.
said.
Okay, sorry. I'm just getting real worked up.
They instructed women on how to dress to keep their male coworkers from getting too horny. And Some of the things that they said included have a good haircut, manicured nails, well-cut attire, and that complements your body type, but not too complimentary. Don't flaunt your body. Sexuality scrambles the mind. And then they said... They told them that women's brains are 6 to 11% smaller than men's brains and were treated to an extended metaphor about how men and women absorb information. Women's brains are like pancakes.
No.
They tend to absorb syrup poorly. Men's brains, on the other hand, are more like waffles.
That is not the metaphor. That is incorrect use of men being waffles. This is not correct. That means the metaphor is they can compartmentalize. Mm-hmm. They missed you.
They didn't even do the sexism correctly.
Right. You didn't even. Let's not even. And I used that in
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed. Keep going.
They just said that the men are like waffles and they have squares that are good at soaking it all up.
That's not the fucking metaphor.
If you're having a conversation with a man, you ought to cross your legs and sit at an angle. Don't talk to men face to face. They see it as too threatening.
I'm dying. I know,
I'm dying.
So gross. I'm dying here.
Okay, so then...
They
have a masculine and feminine score sheet in which men were described as ambitious, analytical, leaders, and having strong personality. Women, however, were yielding, childlike, and love children.
I'm gonna go through the roof.
It's too much.
I can't. I just don't understand how these executive women could sit through this. I would have gone full like.
Oh, you would have lost it.
Oh, I'm throwing a chair.
Yeah.
That would be my like. I would lose. I would just like do that thing where like you pick it up and you slam it down because I would be very. I rarely, if ever, resort to violence,
almost.
But I just feel myself because they're using. It's almost like they're reporting on. They're using the headlines. They're taking. I can see where they're gathering this information, but none of it is the real. This is like none of it's the real stuff.
Yeah. They cherry picked, but then they also bastardized.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like the smaller brains and the whole. I'm like, oh my God. Come on.
Have we? I think we recently talked about how. I think we did about how sexism has more staying power almost than racism. Of course, there's still lots of racism. It's so disgusting, but it's almost like the sexism is louder. Like you can just do it and people don't get in as much trouble. Whereas if you had this with black and white folks or whatever, I think it would have been just more intolerable to people.
Do you think it would be more it would be more intolerable.
Like if you said a bunch of like
oh my gosh
people of color and said here's what's going on,
You're right.
That stuff is done more subtly and nuanced, whereas the sexism is just like they're saying the quiet part's loud. Sarah's. I wish you guys could see her right now.
Yeah,
she is in her own world.
Yeah,
seething.
Because and I think there's got to be a reason for that. Whether it's a more deeply ingrained social construct.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's more invested in terms of family dynamic stuff like that.
Yeah, what we've kind of
you know how we want
and also we've labeled
structured.
In a way we've labeled a lot of the things that they're talking about with female traits as positive.
Yeah,
there's not a positive label for the traits that you'd be like doing that same kind of session with somebody who is African American.
They're not even pretending that it's separate but equal. They're not even doing that where it's like because sometimes in the evangelical community they have very strong traditional gender roles, but they claim at least verbally that it's like separate but equal.
Right. But they're both important.
Yeah.
And yes,
they're not even doing that.
Taking care of the home. That's what I'm shocked about.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just pancakes. We're pancake brains, you guys.
I can't. That is, I'm shocked at that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I use the waffle metaphor.
Maybe you should
to
rethink that.
Well, I use it correctly and explain it, and that's not how I know it of it. It's talking about how women tend to experience everything all together. Like, we can have our minds in a million different places. We can have a bunch of different tasks going on at once.
Yeah.
We are far better at, because we raise children and have to be looking at a million things at once to keep the offspring alive. Men are better at focusing on one task at a time and compartmentalizing, kind of like a waffle, and how syrup goes into each little square.
Do you think that you're telling me you believe that's biological or is social?
No, I think it might. Well, who knows? But it's a combination kind of the two. Same as making eye contact or sitting next to each other. And what men like and women like. Men enjoy having a conversation next to each other because they spent centuries and since the dawn of time hunting side by side, fishing side by side. So conversation for men is more comfortable side by side. And that's how... And women need eye contact.
Yeah, we were sitting across the quilt circle.
Yes, exactly. So when they use these kind of things and say, don't look at that...
I actually didn't know that about the side-by-side thing, which,
yeah.
I'm happy to saddle up to the bar and let's have a convo.
And you will be able to get more in some cases, not it can help, I shouldn't say all the time, but it could improve the chances of you having a more emotional or vulnerable conversation with a man if you sit side by side.
Yeah.
Because what they're really saying in that,
oh boy,
they're putting it on the women. But what they're really saying in there, and what I would like to revamp this seminar and say, men feel threatened and feel like it's too close and too threatening to make eye contact when engaging. So in order to deal with that and cope, the strategy they use is not making eye contact and sitting next to each other. So theirs is a weakness and ours is a strength.
Right.
The end.
The fiend. Well, another thing that is very strong is Omax CryoFreeze, which is a really cool pain relief roll-on that you can use if you have sore muscles or, a bad back. If you want to block pain receptors, reduce inflammation, improve muscle and joint flexibility. I really like this stuff, and I like that it's 100% natural.
Oh, Lucas got it.
Did he like it?
Yeah, he texted me. Well, he just ordered it.
Okay.
He texted me the other day, and he was like, hey, what's your Omax code? And I was like,
for
which project? Yeah, I totally had to do that. Come on now. What are you getting there?
He probably just pretended it was the CryoFreeze, but really he's getting all their lubes. But what's great is they have CBD-powered remedies. So you put on, 10 minutes of application and relief that lasts 8 hours, which is much longer than most over-the-counter products. And they, like I said, they have other stuff. They have sleep aids and
he wants the sleep
sexy
aid
stuff. Oh, okay.
He wants that too. He wants both the roller
Love it.
and
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Lucas is my new favorite listener.
He really is an active
so
one, and he
loyal.
loves all of our products.
So if you're looking to relieve your muscle and joint pain within 15 minutes and need a natural yet powerful solution, it's tested and works. Try CryoFreeze Pain Relief Roll-On. This quick-absorbing, scientifically backed formula provides pain relief instantly, and pro athletes use it, so it's got to work. Remember, go to omaxhealth.com today and enter code BRAINCANDY. Take advantage of the incredible savings. That's omaxhealth.com and enter code BRAINCANDY to get 20% off CryoFreeze. And site-wise, don't let sore muscles continue to be an excuse for not living an active lifestyle. Go to omaxhealth.com and feel relief faster. Sarah?
Yes. Could you imagine if... So, the United States is one of the only countries that hasn't had a female leader.
Yeah.
Could you imagine taking a female leader of a country and running her through this seminar?
Oh my God!
Could you imagine?
Executives sat there.
There's no way that they weren't like.
Can you? I just picture me and you in this room and being like,
and you're trying to tell me all their cycles didn't sync up at that exact moment.
Maybe they did.
I think they probably did.
All those women all of a sudden just started bleeding.
Yeah.
Right then. I mean, it's not
contagious
okay.
Menstruation.
Right.
That's like a thing. When you're just pushed to an emotional breaking point, you can't deal with the patriarchy any longer. Mm-hmm.
They
Don't
just
at
start
me, guys.
ovulating. Don't at me. Yes. I saw this sort of Twitter bit of a comedian doing a thing about how it's hard to be a man. Like he was like, okay, I get it. Did you see it?
No, but I follow a guy who always does those, but they're like, keep going,
it's funny, like, because, you know, he's like, okay, I know you guys can be raped or whatever, but, like, we can't look each other in the eye. Like, when a man, speaking to your point.
Oh, my God.
He was like, if we accidentally lock eyes, then you have to make a choice. Am I going to look away and then I'm a pussy?
Oh,
or am I going to fist fight this guy?
See?
Because it's one or the other. You're either a weak piece of shit pussy or you got to go have a fist fight in the alley because you happen to catch somebody's eye.
Remember I said the toxic displays of masculinity are the engagements that men are having? This is an example.
They're weird. Why do we like them?
That's why I'm saying the seminar needs to, like, be reversed. Like, it should be us sitting the guys down and being like, okay, here's what you guys are doing wrong. We need you to control yourself and
that's why when Amy Poehler was talking about how women need to stop saying the word just. You know, I just am writing to do this, or
maybe men need to start.
Yeah, I feel like when we police our own language, then that makes men the standard,
right?
That we're trying to emulate, and I would prefer it if we didn't do that.
I would prefer the same.
So keep your vocal fry. Say like all the time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Shut up, boys. Boys are dumb. Boys drool, girls rule.
Oh, my goodness. Well, facts.
Facts, yeah. Hey, did you know this? This is not an article. This is just something I read.
I love those things.
Is it true that if you eat chocolate while chewing gum, the gum disappears?
Oh, yeah, kind of. Like,
why?
It does, like, this weird disintegrating thing.
Why?
I don't know. What is it? There's got to be... Okay, let's think about this.
Yeah, think about that.
So... there's got to be something that breaks down
chocolate, breaks down
the
gum,
sugar, like the thing that's like gummy in gum, like xanthat, like
gum.
Yeah, xanthat gum or X. It's like with an XANTHAC, something like that.
Yeah. And something about chocolate or cocoa. Then
so there's some enzyme in there. What does chocolate have in it that other things don't?
Just cocoa beans.
Yeah, but there's like, what is this? What is the thing that chocolate has in it that people say is like why it's good for you?
Oh.
What's that?
Oh, in dark chocolate?
Yeah, it's got... Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. No, that's not it.
I mean, they do say that.
Yeah, they do. But there's something else. Who knows? But there's something in that. So I would investigate that.
Did you ever try this?
I have had accidentally run into this because I can't say no to a candy bowl at any office.
You haven't even gone into Lincoln's Halloween stash yet. You don't want to. You're trying to avoid it.
I ate.
Of Lincoln's?
Not of his. Oh, my God, I'm not that sneaky or desperate.
I was like, I'm impressed.
Yeah, right? What if? No, I ate an embarrassing amount of Halloween candy.
What do you love the most? I can't remember.
Well, the unfortunate thing is I didn't get any of the things I love the most, which is probably why I ate too much, because I was never really satisfied.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
They didn't have any of the good.
What are you seeking?
Well, after this Halloween, I really think I like Butterfinger.
That's my favorite.
I think maybe my favorite is your favorite because we've talked about it so much that now I'm like...
Nobody better lay a finger on it.
Right.
Right. I think they're so good and almost nobody gives them out.
And you know why? Because they're hard to find in the bag.
The store, yeah.
They're like the extra thing you have to get. I know way too much now.
How weird is it?
A significant amount of time staring at that candy wall, deciding which one I was going to get. Next Halloween, I'm going to get the one I like the least.
That's what I do, but it's the one my son likes the most, which is Almond Joy.
I love that.
That's
what I got.
I think he's a sociopath. That is not normal.
No, I like that.
I go, why are you eating that? And he's like,
delicious.
Almonds are my favorite nuts. Well, that's fine. But
I agree. I'm same.
But how could they also be your favorite chocolate additive?
Because sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't.
He always feels like a nut. It's so
Yeah,
dumb.
nobody wants mounds. Just fucking get rid of those things.
I like
Wait.
mounds. What is wrong? I mean,
how can you like a mounds but
isn't
not
it
like
coconut?
Almond Joy? It's the same thing.
I don't
Do
like
you understand?
almonds.
Okay, whoa. Have you had an Almond Joy? I don't think you know what it is.
I know what it is.
Yeah,
I've
but
never
like,
eaten one, though.
what do you think an Almond Joy is
I
going to
think
be
that
like when you bite into it? This is so fun because you don't know what an Almond Joy is.
I do.
No, you
It's
don't.
chocolate
Yes.
with coconut and a nut.
Yeah,
an
but
almond.
like, where's the almond?
Well, I discovered that it's at one end.
You can pop that bad boy off, and it's a Mounds bar in about
What's
one
your
move.
point?
That how can you like Mounds but not Almond Joy? And all you have
That's
to
a
do to
lot of
make an
work.
Almond Joy a Mounds, it's less work than opening up a pistachio. It's less work than opening the actual
Nut of the
candy
almond.
that it's the wrapper of the candy thing.
All right, my God.
I know. I
had
don't know
no
why I'm
idea
getting
you
so...
were so
Well,
invested in
you know
this.
what? Maybe it's just like I'm trying to even the score after I re-listened to a clip from our Halloween episode. I don't know if it was like 2 years ago or whatevs, where we got into it about fun size versus full size.
Yeah, well, I lost, though, because I think we did a poll after that.
See?
And people like fun size.
The answer's in the name, Susie.
Right. I mean,
Full size? Yeah, who wants full? I guess if you're
everyone
looking for...
agreed with you that they like
Yes.
that variety.
I like this.
A little taste of
A little
goodness.
taste of a
For
lot.
me, if it's like, if you know what you like,
Eat more.
yeah, like if you're offering me a full-size Butterfinger, I'm going to go for that.
I would rather have 4 fun-size Butterfingers.
Get out.
Yeah, and then it doesn't
We're
feel
gonna
like I
fight
ate
again.
a full one.
Yeah,
That's
that
it.
I get that.
Because I had to say that. I was like, how
that
many
too.
do you have? Like, how many?
Yeah.
How many full size candy bars have I eaten?
But it's like no problem if it's
Yeah,
just a bunch
I'm
of
like,
fun.
it's fun. It's fun size. It's
and
like
they're only
so
fun.
harmful. How harmful is something fun? Come on.
Well, next time we should do a test of the chocolate/gum experiment.
Oh yeah, I can imagine what it does right now.
I kind of get it.
It's almost like chocolate changes the consistency of your saliva a little bit.
Yeah.
It makes it kind of thicker.
It's gross.
It's so disgusting.
Like when you brush your teeth after.
Yeah.
That's so gross.
Ugh.
What's not gross is when you need something from the grocery store and then it comes to your house within an hour from Instacart.
I should have done that on Halloween.
Oh my gosh. You can do it. You should do it all the time. I know I am.
I needed 1 can of tomatoes.
And what did you do?
I went to the grocery store.
That
because
is unacceptable.
I know. I have regrets.
She could
And I was also
used
scared I was going to
Instacart.
hit a child on the way there. The anxiety alone wasn't worth it. I should have stayed home.
Yes, you can stay home. You can save time. You don't have to go battle traffic. Whatever you're in need of at the grocery store, the local and national chains, they can go get it and get you what you want. Sometimes they don't have what you specifically want, and then they'll be like, how about this instead? And it's like a great replacement.
Yeah.
They're really accommodating. And like I said, it can come as fast as 1 hour, or you can choose a time that works with your schedule. We order a lot of wine that way, too. Try Instacart and get $10 off and free delivery on your first order. To get this limited time offer, just download the mobile app or go to instacart.com and enter our promo code BRAINCANDY at checkout. That's $10 off and free delivery on your first order today in the mobile app or at instacart.com. And don't forget to enter our code BRAINCANDY. All right, moving on. Okay. I got a message from a brainiac named Chastity, who's very nice, and she recommended we watch this show on, I think, now I'm forgetting what channel it's on, but it's called Taken at Birth.
Oh, no, I don't know.
It's so good. It's really disturbing about this doctor who was delivering these babies, and then he would tell the mom that the baby died.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yeah, and then he would sell it.
No!
Out the back door.
Oh my God. This is making... What? I am very highly reactive today. What is the deal?
I don't know.
I am like feeling extra a
People
lot.
like when you're like that.
Oh my God, but this is like hurting my soul.
Oh, it's terrible. And
could you even... What kind of fucking monster? Mm-hmm. This is the worst. That's the worst.
So it's weird though, because I have just started. It's a series, so maybe I'll learn more. But he would sell it out the back door, literally, for $1,000. And then, of course, now people are finding out. But it's weird because he would falsify their birth certificate. So their adoptive parents, it were listed as their birth parents on the certificate. So it was like
you'd have to go back and it's only these like 23andMe things that are uncovering all this kind of stuff.
And it's just some people in the town are defending him because they're like, these are people that wanted abortions, and then
who's the right? You don't get to do that.
No,
that's not how it works.
Yeah,
and you don't. I don't care what she said. That nope.
It's so bad. And the series is really compelling because I'm always interested in the adoption.
Taken at birth. I got to write this shit down.
Yeah, it's really good. And I think that the adoption scenario is an inherently interesting one to begin with. People debating whether to contact their biological parents and whether they're adoptive parents.
I've been hearing a lot about this lately. Oh, it's probably because of all these stories.
Maybe.
Like TV shows I've been watching make this part of the plot line.
Yeah, because so many people are finding out their secrets. And we even had that brainiac that wrote to us about her own partner who found out his dad wasn't who he thought. I mean, I think it's actually turning into a quite common thing. Gosh. Everyone back in like the 50s and 60s had no idea that this was going to be able to be traced.
And that time where it was like, I mean, this is kind of like a... but I hate to put it this way, but like the Wild West of fertility.
Totally.
You know.
And ethics weren't considered in the same way that someone might now.
Like I brought up that story about the doctor impregnating a bunch of people.
I think that went on too in this
I don't know. Maybe I was talking to Ren
talked about it on the show too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like, reuse stories when I'm like,
Yeah.
in public and need something to talk about.
Talk,
exactly. And like the reaction is shocking that like that happened.
Right. And sometimes they had decent intentions. I don't think it was always nefarious.
I mean, I get it, but
in this case, this seems like a real...
Yeah, now we have rules. Oh, we're going to look back on this era. Like we're already kind of doing it with the text messages and the social media and the people being like killed that way.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
Imagine though, let's say you bore a child and were told it died or was stillbirth. And then 40 years later, that kid came back and said, "Hey, I'm your kid that you thought was dead." Can you even imagine?
I think, oh, God. You wouldn't believe it first. It would take a lot to kind of, because it's not like you had to separate any sort of attachment, like there couldn't be any memory of this child. It's not like one where, they get kidnapped and then they return when they're however many years old, where there's like a memory they're holding on of like a magical time that's been like encapsulated.
Yeah. This is a memory of trauma.
Yep. And a complete, it's, I could only imagine.
I mean, I can't. It's just horrifying to think of. And they know of more than 200 kids. This isn't just a few people.
Oh, my God.
It's a lot of babies.
It's so sad.
Yeah. So I am excited to keep watching
But the women are the ones who need a lecture. I mean, for real.
That's what I'm always thinking.
Come on.
I cannot believe our behavior is being policed.
Oh, except
what?
I watched Tell Me
Who I am.
Tell Me Who I Am. I couldn't finish it. I couldn't watch the end.
What?
Because I couldn't even begin to hear the story of a mom doing that. Because for me, my mom was the only safe place. And I couldn't even go there in my mind that a mother, it's like more hurtful. Because you know why? I bet the way I feel about watching that, where I'm like, I can't watch, I have to turn it off, is maybe what everybody else feels about watching stories about a dad who's abusive.
Yeah.
But that to me is almost normalized.
Well, to a certain extent, it is in the sense that mothers are just supposed to,
Right.
you know how like
I couldn't do it.
people talk about, they put the baby in my arms and I fell in love instantly. Like, even if that's not accurate, for me, it sure as heck wasn't.
Yeah.
But there's this mythology about mothers
Yeah.
and like this connection and that it's just inherent that you want to protect your child.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear stories about anybody who murders, a mother who murders their kid or abuses them in this way, it's just like so unnatural.
Yes.
Whereas, like, I think people think men are animals a bit more.
Yeah.
So even though it's still disgusting, it's like, yeah, they're savage beasts or something. You know what I'm saying?
God. Yeah.
But just to
we
refresh
need to
people's
police our
memory,
behavior
she's
around
referring
savage
to the documentary Tell Me Who I Am, about the twins who one had traumatic brain injury and lost his, had amnesia, and then the other twin had to reveal stuff about their life. But
I would absolutely lie to him. Hands down, without a doubt, no problem. And we also have to remember, which I felt like I never heard in the entire time I watched that. He was 18 too at the time, doing what the 18-year-old. They were 18 when he had the accident. Yeah. It's an 18-year-old who's making the decision of what to tell his brother.
Yeah.
We cannot expect. And then once it starts, it just keeps going. Maybe the decision would be different if he were 40 and had the awareness of somebody who can understand, like, how to deliver that information. This was more of a self-preservation and, like, protect. This, I would have done the same thing, of course.
I get that, but, like, are you arguing that is the correct thing to do or just what you would be inclined to do?
It would be what I would be inclined to do.
Yeah.
I can't say what is or isn't correct. Because what is correct is revealing that information in, like, the most delicate, like, therapeutic, like, way with the most support, making sure that the person has all of the, like, resources
But if it's your trauma, too, that's not really possible.
Not possible.
Yeah.
Totally. And you play into it because that's what you also need to heal.
Yeah.
There's a thing that happens in a victim's brain, survivor's brain, where you tell yourself, maybe I just made it all up. Maybe it was just a lie. Maybe this didn't really happen. And so to play into that would have given him some kind of relief, even if it's not accurate.
Yeah.
And even if the relief is only temporary and then, creates more problems down the road. Ugh. But I couldn't finish it. Too intense.
Well, something that's not intense at all is super relaxing is being able to ship stuff right from your house.
Then I will have less anxiety about at least that.
If you are like me and are busy and don't want to run errands and go to the post office, then Stamps.com is the perfect solution for you, especially right now around the holidays when we're shipping so much stuff, because you can print out postage for any size package or letter, any class of mail, and international, all that stuff. And then you get 5 cents off every first class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail. So you get to save time and money. It's great for small businesses. And again, since it's the holidays, you are going to be doing this stuff anyway. Mm-hmm. Don't spend a minute of your holiday season at the post office this year. Sign up for Stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with our promo code BRAINCANDY, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments to contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Brain Candy. That's Stamps.com and enter Brain Candy. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
Yes.
We all love that idea. So what part did you stop watching?
Before they were going to go into the detail of what happened.
Really?
Yeah, I maybe missed 25 minutes of it.
The third act, basically.
Yeah. Can't do it.
So you don't know how
Well, I do know because I had dinner with my friend Sarah. Shout out to Sarah. Last night, and we were talking about it.
Yeah.
And she let me in on. I was like, I need you to tell me what happened.
Sarah.
I can't have him, and then I can feel too much of what. It's kind of like, have you ever watched America's Funniest Home Videos and somebody falls and you have like a physical reaction to them falling, or like even with your kid?
Even the Joker movie, I felt like that.
That's what I get when I see that, and it hurt. It's like physically painful.
Yeah. And
like, I understand. I get the whole thing. I don't need to hear the details.
What do you think it is, though, about her that made her
a cycle of abuse? 100%, and
Yeah.
specifically with the ages that when he started and when she started and when this was going on for generations
Well,
in
and
her
she
family.
was hypersexualized, they
Yes.
said, in general,
Yeah.
apart from even
Well,
the-
that is a
So that is
symptom
very
of
common, too.
100%.
Yeah.
That does not just happen.
No, it's not typical.
It's the recipe. Different recipe.
Ugh,
Oh, my God. Ugh.
it's brutal.
We need wine.
We do. Okay, let me think. What about... Okay, so I read this headline about this lady...
This better be the happiest fucking story.
Well, it's funny.
Okay, good.
This
I'm just kidding.
Lady
Whatever.
found a tooth in her Chinese takeout. You know how like you know the comic book teeth
Yes.
with like that? They're like a full proper tooth with like prongs.
Yes.
It was
Remember
one
the
of
tooth
those.
that I drew when I had a hopeless tooth and it
Yeah.
was like a tooth? Ooh, I want to repost that picture
Yeah.
of like a tooth hitchhiking. Also, this
Kicking
hopeless
rocks.
tooth still in there.
It's very
not
hopeful.
so. It's very hopeful. You know, I've always said I'm a glass half full kind of gal. So are my teeth. So, a glass half full of calcium enriched almond milk or something. Anywho, tell me more about this tooth.
Well, so
Full thing, huh?
yeah, and I'm just like
Somebody put that in there.
I don't know because when she
Oh.
called the Chinese place, they were so mad and they were like, "You're crazy. It's just probably like gristle from the meat or something."
Ugh.
She was like, "It's a tooth because it is not mistakable. It is a full tooth with the prongs." That's what made me laugh the most because it's like the root or whatever.
Yes. What
And
happened?
it made me want to ask you, right? And how does someone not notice?
We need to do like some DNA. Like, what if
I
this is
know,
like a missing
testing.
persons case? That's where my mind goes.
You think this is a murder victim?
Who knows? Maybe there's like a kidnapping taking place where somebody's had their tooth ripped out
Wait, what?
somewhere in a basement.
There's somebody with a missing tooth.
There's somebody who's tied up and being like tortured for information and having their tooth ripped out, and then they're putting it in a Chinese takeout box that was supposed to get delivered to the victim's family, and then it got rerouted because of a bad delivery person.
Sarah's making dental fiction right now.
Yeah, I am.
Well, here's what I want to know. What is like the grossest thing you've ever found in your food?
Oh my God, like I'm kind of like, you know, if it's a bug, whatevs. I mean, like, I've picked a hair or two out, but I'm definitely not one of those people who's going to be like, oh, there's a hair in my food.
No.
I'll take it back.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. Like, I'm no problem.
Yeah, just
I'm
move
like,
it out
pick
of
it
the
out.
way.
And,
Yeah,
and there's
that's
like
what
a
I do.
good chance it's mine. I mean, I'm shedding all over the place.
I, one time in one of those pre-packaged salad bags,
Oh, no, what?
it was a locust.
Oh, incorrect.
Chicada or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I'm going to say the weirdest one. We had it together. We opened up an oyster. Adam did. Oh, I can't think about it. It gives me the
What
heebie-jeebies.
was it though?
I came. This is so crazy. We're talking about this. I
forgot all
came
about
across that photo in my. I was like editing because I have way too many freaking photos on my phone.
Yeah.
I went through and edited it, and I saw that. Oh my God, I'm getting.
Wait,
the
what was in
heebie-jeebies.
it though? I forget.
It was
an
like
eyeball or something.
No, it's a bug. It's like a not a.
Like a maggot?
It's like no, it's this. I don't want to say parasite because it's like too big, but it's like an arthropod that lives inside
Oh yeah.
some of the
Shellfish.
oysters. Yeah. Oh my God.
And then
I'm
Sarah
freaking getting.
tweeted at Whole Foods because that's where we had got
Yeah.
the oysters, and you were like real mad, like you get.
Like I get.
Didn't they write back and say like sorry about
Yeah,
that?
like it's yeah, and they were like not helpful. And then somebody else was like, yeah, it's in some of them. That's like oh my God, I'm freaking out.
Why
that
does it
grosses me
upset
out.
you so much?
No, it's just that there's. I think it somehow falls into that category of, you know, that I can't ever look it up because it creeps me out to look it up. But the one phobia that I
Oh,
do
yeah, the
have,
holes.
yeah, and it falls into that weird category because it's like a shell that opens with stuff. I can't talk about it. It's getting worse the older I get. I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to cure it. And it's definitely not exposure therapy because fuck that.
I was telling Adam how during the Enneagram thing, and you were saying how, like, you know, your results are different now because you're in a different place, and how you don't have as much of that anxiety and like the
Yeah.
fear of fire and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But I think that you still do, but it's just manifest in these other kind of more obscure things. Like, I think your obsession with the number 3 is growing.
No, not at all.
Is it not?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
This is my theory. That
when do I talk about that?
Well, just your new Instagram pattern thing. You like to do them in threes.
Oh,
like,
I just think visually it looks real pretty.
Yeah, no, it
and
does.
really it's because I'm so indecisive and can't decide between which picture. And I'm like, if I put 2, that doesn't look good because then it doesn't have the whole. So it has to be 3. So it's like it has totally nothing to. But that is my lucky number.
Yeah, I think but it's like
And my favorite
healthier
color.
applications of.
Oh yeah, great.
You know, and then
I'm definitely going to try to kill this bug on your wall right now. Okay,
that's what I was pointing at.
Sorry.
I wanted you to do that.
Okay, good. Say a
and
little
then
prayer.
like,
Sorry, bug.
and then like now the holes thing is really freaking you out.
Yeah, well, that's always been there.
Yeah.
It's almost like fucking American Horror Story is what did it to me. I knew that I had it a little bit, but then they used it in like the whole intro, and they like played the holes. They played into the phobia.
Oh,
and when I watched that and like exposed myself to it even more, it made me more aware of the phobia. Mm-hmm. So now my brain's like primed to look for it more, and then I see it and I go, "Oh, is that doing it?" And I'm it's giving attention to a thought, which is what causes those kind of intrusive thoughts or everything like that, is putting too much attention on one that should be like mundane and like passing. And now I'm like, it's like everything. Then I read an article that says that people are complaining about the new iPhones because the cameras have that effect. That one doesn't do it for me at all.
Yeah, that's
Nothing.
more about the number 3 though, rather than the whole problem.
And that doesn't do it. Yeah, but somebody was saying, like, I was reading some article that said it about the holes, and I was like, no, that doesn't do it.
Some people really have these weird quirks, and it's
more
a
related
real
to like bugs and sea life and stuff
sea
like
life?
There's just because that's where that turns up a lot.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I was talking to my friend Kelly about it
does it
because
do that?
Lincoln has sensory issues about paper towels and other paper products.
Jordan has it about cotton balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that rare,
Right.
but it's so frequent that
Right.
I really would like to nip this in the bud. And I was like, what do I do? And she's like, well, exposure therapy is like the thing.
Yeah, it really is.
You just have to,
Feel
work
it.
on it. And I feel bad.
I feel like, but I don't know if sensory falls into the same category as like an irrational fear.
Totally.
I don't think it's this. I mean, I would have to do more research on it, but I really don't think it's the same.
Why?
Because for example, exposure therapy for fire would work for me.
Yeah.
Exposure therapy for this whole thing would not work for me.
No.
One has a visceral reaction that I can't control. It seems biological. Like it seems like something.
Like your wires got crossed.
Like that is it creates an actual, it's like nails on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
That's the same, you get those weird, awful tingles that like are like the opposite of the good ones from a head massage. Mm-hmm. Ugh. And I don't get that thinking about fire.
Yeah.
I can like think my way through that.
Yeah.
I cannot think my way through my body physically reacting. So I am not a therapist who works like with that kind, and I wouldn't know how to.
Yeah, that's
I would
not
need
your
more
expertise.
specialization than that. But the fire
Right.
stuff, I can handle. The checking
I
stuff.
do think that
do all
there's.
that.
I'm seeing more people have these things, and I don't know whether.
Oh, because anxiety is on the rise.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame if a kid has it, because it's like they shouldn't be anxious yet.
They're looking for soothing mechanisms.
So sad.
Yeah.
I guess if that's the worst problem he has, then it's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's
And
sort
also
of like,
these
come
things
on.
can be. They'll learn. Oh, maybe we all kind of have
He
them.
does workarounds.
Yeah,
He's
I
fine
hate
with
the. What
cloth.
else? What do you hate?
Well, I have the weird thing about the fear of fabric near my mouth.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, or socks on carpet.
Okay. See,
Stupid.
we all have
It's
them.
so stupid, but it makes my teeth hurt.
That's yes.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like a feeling inside the body.
Yeah, it's visceral.
Yes.
Mhm. And terrible.
And I talked to my supervisor about this a bit ago, that there's a certain level of just weird things like this that we do. And if if we can live with them, it's not interfering with functioning. Just freaking deal with it. We all have things like
Shut up.
I put it in the same category as me who has to press the lock button on the car 4 times to hear. I know it's locked the first time. Yeah. But why do we have to go beep, beep, beep? Like, we have to do it.
But it's like no problemo, so.
And it's like, who cares? It's not really interfering with that. Just like move on. It's fine.
We're fine.
We're fine. Everything's fine.
I will leave you with this. Mm-hmm. This was just a cute little thing I saw today, which was that, do you know John Milton's poem Paradise Lost?
I've heard of this.
It's beautiful and, allegorical and related to Adam and Eve and the garden. And a scholar found, let me see if I remember the name. There's a name for it, which I didn't know. You know how, like, if you align words so that the first letter...
an acrostic poem.
Yes, that's right. That's the word.
This is so funny because this is the second situation in which that was the word people were looking for, and I came through with the answer. So
well, there you go. Yes, acrostic.
Anyways, yes.
So they discovered that he did that with the word fall 3 times in the poem, and that's really cool because they said John Milton loved secret messages, and it just adds a nice new layer to it. You should read it.
And
it's
nobody
really
had
beautiful.
Discovered it until now.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
I know, and I'm happy for her. She's a 23-year-old student, college grad, which is fun.
This reminds me of the women who did the puzzles that they used in like World War II with the code cracking.
Yeah.
And how women like
codes.
naturally look for all of that because we're pancakes.
Yeah,
and we
we're
can
pancakes.
take in the whole image.
See? That was really good. I like that.
I like what you did there too, Sis.
See you next time, and I'm looking forward to Sarah's treasures.
Subjects from Sarah.
Don't forget to leave us 5-star review. We love you.
Bye.
Bye. This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.